So by now you probably. All right, guys, welcome to this workshop. I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee, but I'll be back in 2 minutes. But today it's gonna be very exciting because I'm gonna actually draw the workflow, which is extremely valuable, and show you step by step how you can create and monetize an AI generated product, in particular, a software product, which is very powerful. All right, so I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. Okay, so let's get started. Let's make money with AI. Let me just check the health. All right, everything is good. All right, so today I'm gonna really like start from scratch and show you in Miro. Miro is a great website where you can draw these maps, and if I zoom out, you can see that you can zoom out like almost infinitely. Well, not infinitely, but it's almost. So if I zoom in, I can show you exactly my workflow. So what is a workflow? Well, a workflow is basically just a series of steps that you're taking in order to create value. So that's what a workflow is. So I'm going to show you step by step, because you can be the best prompt engineer in the world, but if you don't have the big picture, the workflow, then you're not going to be able to create a solid product and then monetize that product. So these are two different aspects, right? You have to create something that is functional, that produces the result, and you have to be able to market and sell it. And so I'm going to show you step by step what I'm doing. Um, so here, I'm going to focus specifically on an AI powered product. AI powered is basically a product where I invite entrepreneurs to fill out a form, 20 or 30 questions, and this is a Google form, very easy to do. So after the entrepreneur fills out that form, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna have someone review the the submission, because the quality of what we're going to produce with an AI powered software depends on the quality of the input. So if the entrepreneur enters the wrong information, then it's not going to be good. And so I'm going to have someone to review the submission, the information entered, and we're going to clarify if needed, and then have an operator, and every Wednesday this operator is going to batch process all the information. So there could be 20 people, 30 people, it doesn't matter, because the Python program works extremely fast. It makes API calls to DeepSeek, which is a large language model, which is like 5 to 20 times cheaper than ChatGPT, and then it generates all the business plans. So yeah, I forgot to mention this workflow is about a Python program that generates custom business plans, and then the consultant, in this case myself, I'm going to review the business plan, and I'm going to send it to the customer, because the customer paid for it. So how does the customer pay for it? Well, at the beginning here, before they even fill out the form, they have to pay $100, right? And we're going to have affiliates as well. So this is where people make the payment of $100 US, and then in the confirmation page or the content page, they're gonna have access to the Google form they can fill out. So $100 for a business plan, like, it's a no-brainer, because typically it costs like 500 or up to 2,000 or more to write a business plan if you were to hire a human writer, and it would take you probably like 2 weeks to get a good business plan. But in this case, um, DeepSeek is going to generate the business plan in 15 seconds. Okay, so it generates the business plan in 15 seconds, and that's why, like, I think that a software program is really the best. And let me just mention it a little bit, because oftentimes people don't really know, like, what product should I create, and that's a very good question, because AI can create any kind of product for you, but the question is, like, what product should you create? This is like a fundamental question. This is the $1,000,000 question, because AI is so powerful that you can basically create any uh, digital product. So I'm going to go through a few options so that you can see what's available, and I'm going to talk about why I chose to create an AI powered software, or APS, AI powered software. So first of all, you can create an ebook, which is very simple, right? It can be an ebook of 20 pages, and you can sell for anywhere between $20 or $30, or even like $49. But typically you can't really sell an ebook for more than 30 or 40 or $50 maximum. Like, people today don't value an ebook that much, but it could be something very simple to get you started. It's not too intimidating. You just talk to ChatGPT and it's going to write an ebook for you. So it's a good place to start. I've done that, and I've sold ebooks, and but I'm at a higher stage now. But it's good for beginners. You don't want to start with something too complicated, and you give up, and that's really not a good strategy. A second product is, you could create a video course. So you ask ChatGPT to write the script, and then you go with 11 Labs. which does the voiceover, and at the end you have a $100 video course that you can sell on Teachable, etc. The third major category is a software, um, and it could be a software that performs a specific function. So and typically it can also be a web app that is hosted online, and I host usually on Streamlit, okay, which is free. So a software program is great if you're a developer, especially. You know how to create software programs and web apps, or even if you're a beginner, you can these days create a web app or even video games pretty easily. You don't have to know how to program. Okay, so those are the options that I've done before, and I've succeeded in selling ebooks and video courses and software programs. But I'm at a very high level, so I'm going to talk about why I'm creating AI powered software and why you should consider it. Like, even if you haven't written an ebook or a video course, you don't necessarily have to go through that path, because I'm going to show you how to create the most powerful and the most profitable product. And it's possible for you to do it, because I'm going to show you every step of the way, and it's going to be impossible for you to fail. Okay, so what I've done is that, and I was able to achieve this like last week, and it was really an epiphany. Like, I didn't know I was capable of doing this. So this is really amazing. You're gonna see that it's not that hard. You just have to, I guess, believe in yourself. Let me just hold on. So what I'm gonna show you today is it's not a software program that you create, but something much more powerful, and it is possible thanks to DeepSeek. So I'm going to show you step by step how you can create an AI powered software. In my case, it's about business plans. So I call it the business plan generator. And, in the future, I'm going to have an email marketing generator, social media generator, sales funnel generator. It's all about generation. And so in my case, it's a business plan generator. In your case, like if you're an Instagram specialist, you can create an Instagram plan generator. If you're a social media teacher or consultant, you can create a social media generator. If you're a YouTube marketing specialist, you can create a YouTube marketing generator. So anyways, in my case, it's business plan, because that's my domain. That's my expertise. And by the way, you don't have to be an expert in anything. You can just interview people and gather information online, and you become an expert right away. So what is an AI powered software? Well, first of all, it's powered by AI, and we're going to use DeepSeek, which is very, very cheap, right? And what's interesting is that it's not a regular software, because a regular software is powerful, right? But the problem with software is that, your users, your customers are going to use the software. They have to do the work, right? And that's the problem. The problem is that users, like your customers, have to do the work. And if there's one thing we know, and we have to admit it, we have to be honest, like we human beings don't like to work. Like, you want to do something that you enjoy doing. So work typically is something you have to do. A hobby is something you get to do. So it's very important to understand that your customers, I don't care who they are, they don't want to do the work. Like, you can give them the best software in the world, like accounting, project management, email marketing. I use MailerLite, very powerful. You can create the best software program in the world, but there's something better, because even with your best software, people still have to do the work, and they hate working. So what you can do is you can leverage the powerful AI today to do the work for them. And so that's what I call, an AI powered software. And this is the same thing as saying that, AI does the work for your customers, and your customers will absolutely, I guarantee you, your customers will absolutely love you. And you can see from you can see from the tone of my voice, I'm getting very excited because everyone should get excited about this. Ebooks, that's great. People want to read an ebook, especially if you're writing a novel. That's great. It's easy. Video course, it's great. Just $100, people have access to everything that in a particular domain. Like in my case, copywriting, sales, starting a business, information products, project management, whatever. So that's great. A video course, that's great. But you know what's even more powerful? What's people cannot resist? A software that does the work for them. Like if you can create the software, and I can't believe I'm teaching all of this to you for free. I can't believe it. If you can create an AI powered software based on expertise, in my case, it's business plan expertise, you are sitting on a gold mine and you're going to make so much money. Why? Because people just fill out a freaking, excuse my French, a Google form, and the software does the work for you, for them. Okay, so AI does the work for your customers, and your customers only they only have to, like I put here, your customers only have to fill out a form, and in 15 seconds DeepSeek is going to do the work. So let's get into the nitty gritty detail, like what's happening in this APS, AI powered software. What's actually happening? Well, like I said here, the Google people fill out the form, and you review it to make sure that the input is good, and then the operator, which is you, one day every week. Like, don't do it every day. Don't be available to people every day. Like, it signals that you're cheap. Just tell people, I'm available to process your data only one day. In my case, it's only Wednesday. Okay. I don't know at what time. I want to have the freedom, but it's Wednesday. Anywhere from, I have 24-hour window. On Wednesday, I process 100, 200, 500 business plans. It don't matter because each business plan takes me only 15 seconds. Okay. This is very important to understand. You spend one day and you can process, your APS can process like hundreds, like in my case, 200 or more business plans. And so to keep you motivated, I just want to share with you some numbers. Okay, so DeepSeek, it cost me like 0.1 cent for a 50-page business plan, and I don't think that the business plans I generate will reach 50 pages, but that's the worst case scenario. It cost me 1 cent, right? So if I charge $50, because I don't want to charge too low, right? If I charge $50 US per business plan and I generate 200 of them, well, what is the profit potential? And I say profit and not revenue because it's mostly profit, right? Like 1 cent, it's nothing. So what is it? It's $10,000 in 1 hour. Guys, this is possible. Is it probable? Probably not, but you have to understand that this is what you're looking at. And when I say 1 hour, I'm not talking about you working 1 hour. I'm talking about your computer, and your computer can be an ordinary computer. So your PC or laptop, ordinary laptop. I have a gaming PC, but you don't need a gaming PC. Like DeepSeek is doing the work. Okay, your PC via your super secret API key, which is kind of like a password that allows you to access DeepSeek v4. Your PC will make API calls to DeepSeek v4 in China, and it's gonna, and it will return the output in the business plan. So this is, guys, this is absolutely crazy. Like I was floored when I saw this. My AI powered software can process 200 or more. Like it doesn't matter. I have a Facebook group called How to Write a Business Plan. There's 7,000 people. Like there's enough people who want a business plan. Okay, and you multiply $50 by 200, that's 10,000 in 1 hour. So if you want to be more charitable, like I don't care whether I charge $50 or like even if I charge $10, which is ridiculous, but I'm not going to charge $10, because unless there's a special reason. Because $10, people get a business plan for $10, they don't take it seriously. So, but anyway, worst case scenario, I generate a business plan for $10. It's still, what is it? It's still $2,000 in 1 hour. 2,000 in 1 hour, and I'm not doing the work. I'm just waiting. It's not even 1 hour. It's probably 15 minutes. But let's say, $2,000 in 1 hour, and your PC is doing the work. So that's the power of an APS. You don't do the work, and this is something I've been repeating to people like since December last year, and that's why I created the website Lazier. And this is where I'm teaching people how to adopt a new mindset. You got to be lazy. Like, I had to be really lazy to figure out how to do this. I don't want to do the work. I want my PC. I have 3 computers, 2 laptops and 1 gamer PC. I want all of my 3 computers, my 3 employees to do the work. I want to get lazier and I want to get richer. So I found a way to do that. And so, in your case, it might not be a business plan. It might be, you might generate like, I don't know, an email marketing plan. You might create a social media plan. You might create a sales funnel or several sales funnels. You might create, I don't know, a project plan. Like if you're creating a project plan for clients, you might create Instagram. I don't know anything about Instagram. So if you're an Instagram expert, you can create an Instagram plan for your clients. And I'm charging for the business plan, but in your case, you might very well choose to create these plans for your clients for free. And once they have the custom plan that you generate for them for free, they're going to see your expertise inside of the plan, and they might, call you for consulting or coaching. And so your plan that you generate for them, like, it costs you almost nothing. It's like a lead magnet. It's a loss leader. Okay. But when they read the plan, they see exactly your expertise. They're going to be so impressed. They're going to hire you. So you can actually give it away, because it costs you nothing in terms of whatchamacallit, in terms of cost, because it costs only 1 cent. Guys, I tested this. It costs 1 cent for a 50-page business plan. So basically, it's going to cost you less than 1 cent for generating these plans. What I plan to do is, like, even invite people to contribute the expertise, so that I can create, like, not just a business plan, but from the same client information data that they enter through the Google form, I can generate a business plan. I can generate an email marketing plan, which I can do because I used to teach email marketing. Social media, I can do that. I've made money on social media. I haven't done sales funnels, but I can generate a project plan, and somebody else I recruit can generate Instagram. So you can create all kinds of business documents, business plans for these specialized areas. So that's really the awesome power of what I call an AI powered software. So what else should I mention? So what's great about Miro here, when you break down your workflow, is that you can identify every step of the way what could go wrong. Okay, so as you can see, like, after people fill up the Google form here, the workflow is pretty straightforward. There's no mistake really. You can always improve your Python program. I'm going to talk more about that later. Just going to put it here so that I remember. I recommend that you use Python. So you have to install Python on your machine. You have to install PyCharm on your machine, because PyCharm is an integrated development environment. It's a fancy word for, for code processor. So in the same way that you're using Word or Google Docs to edit the text here, PyCharm is just a processor for editing your code and for running your code. So you absolutely need PyCharm. And Python is the most popular language when it comes to AI. So you have to download these two. And I created a nice video that shows you step by step how you can install Python and PyCharm. So you go to tinyurl, install Python, PyCharm, and it's going to show you exactly how you can install how you can install Python and PyCharm. So you have to do this, and it's going to take you 5 minutes to do this, but afterwards, your computer can really process client data, and you can generate documents that you can sell to your clients. Okay, so after the client fills out the form, as you can see, it's straightforward. But I want to talk about the monetization, because it's not just about creating, right, an output, a plan that customers will pay for. You have to monetize. You have to generate traffic, and that's the part that a lot of people are missing. So here, how do I invite people to pay $100? Like, this is really the bottleneck, right? You can have the greatest APS in the world, but if nobody pays you $100, well, it's not interesting, right? You want to get paid. So how do we get people to how do we get people to pay us? And so what I do is that I create affiliates. So you have to recruit affiliates. And on Gumroad, it's not difficult, because the affiliates can just register as an affiliate using your affiliate registration form on Gumroad. And every time that they send you someone to your sales page on Gumroad, and the person pays $100, the affiliate gets like $30. So you want to recruit affiliates, because you want to focus on developing your APS here. You don't want to focus your time on getting clients. So I'm even considering like paying affiliates $40 every time they bring a new customer. So that will really motivate them. So you can recruit affiliates. That's not a big problem. But don't think too much about affiliates or marketing right now. Think more about creating your APS, your AI-powered software, and you do that by creating a Python. And so the question is, how do you create this Python program that will make the API calls to DeepSeek? Well, guess what? You go to my new best friend, which is ChatGPT. So you ask ChatGPT to do something like, write a business plan in Python. No, not a business plan. Write a business plan. Guys, I can't believe I'm giving this to you away for free. I mean, seriously, I'm going to charge for this video course later on to my 21,000 LinkedIn connections. All of them are experts. They need this, but you're quite lucky. I'm giving away the secret sauce here. This is exactly what I did last week, right? I went to ChatGPT. I said, hey, write a business plan generator in Python that would generate custom business plans for users. Suers. I hope nobody's going to sue me. For users, okay? Users have to fill out a Google form, and this Python program takes the client info. I'm being redundant and repetitive, but it's better to be clear than sorry. And generates a custom business plan. And that's it, guys. After you write this prompt, ChatGPT is going to give you the Python code, and you install the Python code in PyCharm, and you just click run, and it's going to generate, the business plan. Now, we have to be a little bit more serious here, because you want to be clear, right? The Python program is going to take the client data, but where does it come from? So you can say the client data comes from the file, and this is the file you have to have installed on your computer. You can put something like client data text. So, and in this client data file, I'm gonna get a little bit technical here, so you might want to slow down, and you can watch this video later on. But so you have to create this client data, and the way that it works in Python is that it uses CSV files, and we can talk about JSON files later on. So I'm just gonna put, we're gonna talk about it later, but a CSV file is a comma separated values file. And the way that it works is that you have the heading. So for my business plan generator, for example, the heading could be business name, and then product, and then market. So there's going to be like, 30 different headings. But so these are the headings, and the first row, okay, this is the first client. It's going to be the name of the business. So Calligraphy for Everyone. This is one of my businesses, and the product is going to be video course. So that's the calligraphy video course. So that's the product. And the market can be beginners, or something more like, I'm going to put graphic designers. So what the Python program is going to do is that it's going to take the first row, right, and it's going to process this first row, which is one client. But as I mentioned before, I'm going to have like 200 clients or more, right? So, and this is the amazing part. This is what we call batch processing. It's processing not just one row or one client, but it's going to process 15 seconds later, it's going to process the second row or the second client. So let's say I have another membership site called Alpha, what is it? Oh yeah, Alpha Community. This is for men, for empowerment. So, or ACE. So this is a second row or a second customer, and what we offer is, training programs for men. And the third one, which describes the market, I'm gonna put, ambitious males, let's say 18 to 40. Okay, so this is a second client, and Python, my APS, my AI powered software, it's going to generate an entire business plan for this second client after it generated an entire business plan for the first client. So this is done in 15 seconds. This is done in 15 seconds. So every Wednesday, my Python program does all of that. And that's the power you have at your fingertips, guys. Like if you have a laptop and your laptop is not generating like, at least $1,000 every day, you're not using it properly. Like before DeepSeek came along, you can't do that, because how would you get your computer to work if DeepSeek didn't exist? Okay, so let's be very clear about that. I'm gonna put DeepSeek here. DeepSeek is really the hero here. Like when they came out in January 2025, I was blown away. And of course, the stock market in the United States, like they lost like, I think, hundreds of billions of dollars, because DeepSeek is a game changer. You can't do this, all of this, without DeepSeek. Like you need DeepSeek, right? So because DeepSeek charges you only like 10 cents. That's it. Sorry, 1 cent for a business plan. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying, oh, I've been buying a lot of gadgets and, tablets and stuff like that from China, very cheap. And I told him, yeah, dude, you can buy a lot of cheap stuff from China, but are you making money from it? The answer is no. So even if, whatever you're buying from China is cheap, it is costing you money. You're not making money, right? Like I made some money because I'm buying $5 fountain pens from China. Sorry, I shouldn't have revealed my prices, but anyways, I'm buying for $5 magnificent fountain pens, and I'm reselling them here in North America for $20. I'm not going to tell you how I'm doing it, but I buy for 5 and I sell for 20. So it's a gross margin of $15. But even that, buying for $5 and I have to get it here, I have to open the package, I have to inspect, and then I have to put ads, and then I have to mail it to people. I do all of that just for $15. Forget about it, man. So I would rather buy something from China for 1 cent, okay, 1 cent, and then I resell it for $10 or $50. That is a better markup. Think about that. 1 cent, that's my cost, and that's my price, $50. So do the math. Now of course it's not just 1 cent, because I have to pay for electricity, but I live in Quebec, Canada. Electricity is fairly cheap. So okay, maybe not 1 cent if we include electricity, maybe 2 cents or maybe 5 cents. Okay, maximum 5 cents. But even 5 cents, like even if it costs me $1, let's say DeepSeek goes out of business, or they increase their prices because now they have a promo and they want to kill US companies. But even if I go with ChatGPT or OpenAI, it's going to cost me $1. Actually, it's not too bad to go with ChatGPT, because they came out with GPT 5.5, which is the frontier model. So I don't mind paying $1, once I get this thing going, because I charge $50. Do you know any business where you're buying a product for $1 and you're reselling for $50? No, right? This is crazy. And I don't have to do shipping and handling. I don't have to go to Canada Post to mail it to customers. Everything is done every Wednesday. Okay. And I tell people, look, the train is going to leave every Wednesday. If you want your business plan, just send me $50 and I'll do your business plan. If you don't want a business plan, you're going to fail. I mean, this is what I'm telling people. Look, if you don't have a business plan, you don't have a business. Like, don't delude yourself. There are many freelancers out there. They do many things. You don't have a business plan, you don't have a business, because it's too messy. You're trying this thing today, tomorrow you're trying something else. You don't have a business, right? To have a business, you need to have a business plan. So that's probably one of my challenges. I have to educate people about why they need a business plan. I can't assume that people know what a business plan is. And same with you. Like, if you're creating creating an APS on email marketing or a sales funnel, some people don't even know what a sales funnel is, or they don't know how to use Instagram or TikTok to make money. So one of the obstacles that you're going to face, let me just address that right here. One of the obstacles, because here you have affiliates, that's fine. Your affiliates can bring you customers, that's fine. But if you want to convince people to buy your APS, your service, whatever it is, you first of all have to you have to give like free education. But the great thing is that once you've created like a video workshop that runs automatically, it's after that it's automatic. So let's say educational videos on YouTube, okay, it's free, so people will watch. So in my case, something like what is a business plan and how to write it. Okay, so this is free, so I promote it on YouTube. It's called content marketing. You're providing a lot of free educational content, and somewhere along the line, I'm going to invite people to visit the sales page, because here I'm going to describe how they're going to write it. And some people, will make the effort to learn how to write a business plan, and then they can actually write the business plan. Because here I want to be honest with people. I want to tell them, look, if you want to save $100, because that's my price, you know what, you can write the business plan yourself, and it's up to people. Like, selling to me has always been easy, because let me give you a secret about sales. I used to teach a professional sales course in 15 weeks. 15 weeks I was training people on how to sell, and selling is a lot of fun. So anyways, they can write the business plan Sorry, what I was saying. What did I mention? Oh yeah, I wanted to say that selling is just giving people options. Like a lot of people misunderstand selling, so I'm going to talk a little bit about selling now, because you can have the best product in the world, but if you're not good at selling, dude, you ain't going nowhere. Okay, like you have to be good at marketing and selling. It's part of the game. You can't just create an app and magically expect people to come to you. No, you have to learn how to sell, and but you have to define selling as empowering the customer or the prospect. Once you conceive of selling as empowering other people, then selling becomes fun, because selling, to me, let me just give you a secret. I'm not supposed to because that's my sales course, but let me give you a secret before we proceed. Selling, okay, like redefine it, because again, like, if you don't embrace selling, um, you're not going to succeed in business. I don't care how great your product is, you still have to sell it. Well, unless you're Elon Musk and you're selling Tesla and Model S, or you're Steve Jobs and you're selling iPad, iPhone, iTunes, whatever. But we're not geniuses who are creating those products. So selling, I want you to remember this, because selling is the key to making any amount of money that you want in this life. Selling means systematically empowering people, okay, through light and love. Okay, you empower them. How do you empower people? Well, light means information, and love means the love that you show them. I don't mean romantic love, obviously, but you have to show that you care about them. You have to show that you're compassionate, you understand the pain and the suffering and the frustration they're going through. So this is very important. Women typically understand this, but men can learn too. Um, so systematically empowering. What do I mean by empowering? Empowering means that you're giving them all the information, you're giving them options. So that's why, like I tell them in my YouTube video or live streams, right? It can be videos or live streams, and the live streams can be pre-recorded, so it's not really live. But anyways, in my YouTube video, I tell people, here's how you write your business plan. And I can even refer to my Python program showing the structure of a business plan. And of course, some people might be hardworking, and they want to save $100, right? And they might think, hey, by writing the business plan, it's going to help me to think like a business planner, and I can learn about business. There are many benefits to write a business plan yourself, so that's definitely an option. So here you can write a business plan, but okay, there are benefits, like I said, but there is a cost too. The cost is that it's going to take you, let's say, 6 months. Like if you're doing it right, it's going to take, okay, maybe anywhere between 2 months and 6 months, but definitely it's not going to take you a couple of days. Okay, you have to do the research, you have to research competition, you have to do the financial projections, you have to get feedback. It's going to take you a long time. It's going to be frustrating because you're going to have to do the research yourself. There's going to be confusion, and this is part of the process. And of course, you have to learn a lot of stuff. So that's one option. And I tell people, you can certainly do that. I'm not trying to get people to pay me $100. This is something you can do if you want to, or instead of writing a business plan, you can just go here and you can just fill out the form. You pay $100, and you can just fill out the form. After you pay $100, you just have to go here to Google, and it's gonna help you to answer the 30 questions. And so, as you can see, it's a whole process of informing, okay, not pushing, not using psycho tactics to get people to buy. You can do, some people do that, but it's not my style. I want to give my prospects options. I want them to feel, and this is kind of like a Jedi mind trick, I want them to feel that I don't really need them, okay, because they can actually do it themselves. But I want to inform them that if you are going to write a business plan for yourself, objectively, these are the risks, the problems, the challenges that you're facing. But also, there are benefits, and you want to be credible, right? These are the benefits. You learn, you you correct your mental mistakes, and so on and so forth. There are benefits. So I want to be honest with people, and this is very hard for a lot of people who go into business. Like, they're not really honest. They're not showing love means that you're honest. So imagine that you're talking not to a prospect, but you're talking to your brother or somebody in your family or your friends. You don't want to exploit them. You want to tell them, hey John, if you're interested in learning about business plan and you're kind of curious, you can do it yourself. And you're being totally honest. Like, don't act like you're desperate to get people to join, because as you can see, I'm not desperate at all. I know that there's demand for this, and in any case, I'm not even doing the work. So I'm not desperate at all. So anyways, some people might decide to do the business plan, and after a couple of days, you know what, it's too hard, I'm gonna go with Peter. I'm gonna just pay Peter $100. And here, when you're launching a new business, I want to give you a trick that's available only on Gumroad, or not on Gumroad, but it's very easy to set up on Gumroad. Like, when you're doing a launch of a new product, you have to accept like a lower profit margin, or even zero profit margin, because your product is not tested. Okay, so don't be greedy at the beginning. This is something I might actually do. So on Gumroad, on your sales page, you can actually put a promo code. So let's say the promo code is launch VIP. So when people, and this is magical, when people insert the promo code on the sales page on Gumroad, what's going to happen is that suddenly the price of 100 suddenly collapses, and it becomes something like $9. Now, come on, guys. If people were not sure about $100, trust me, if you put it at $9, they're gonna go for it, right? So $9, and then they fill out the Google form. It's just $9. What do you have to lose? They fill out the Google form, okay, and then you get the data, and then you review it, blah blah blah, and then you send them the final business plan. And what did it cost me? Like, instead of charging um, $50, I just charge them $9, but it cost me like less than $1. I still make $8, right? And what's even better is that I make $8 without working, by the way, because my PC is doing the work. But what's even better is that I get the data from the client, and therefore, when I review the business plan, I can actually see that, what, I have to improve the Python program. And so even when you're not making profit, you can actually improve your Python code, okay? Because that's the whole point. The whole point is not just to make money, but to use your setup here to learn more and more. So now I'm going to give you an even, whoops, I can't believe I'm sharing all of this for free. But I'm so happy that I don't mind sharing this with you. So I'm going to share with you now the structure of my Python code. I mean, this is crazy. Why am I sharing this for free with you? I must be a really nice guy. So I'm going to share with you the structure so that you can see exactly how my Python program is set up. Like, this is crazy. Oh my God. Okay, so this is the secret sauce, okay? Okay, this is the secret sauce, and I'm going to show you the structure of Miro. Is just amazing. Hold on, where's my coffee? Okay, so we know that your Python code can make API calls. Okay, API calls is just like, you're sending instructions to DeepSeek v4, and after it makes the API calls, it can generate the output. We're going to call it the output, or the business plan in this case, one section at a time. So let's be very clear here. You're going to get No, sorry. Let's be very clear here, because I want you to understand exactly, like almost like an engineer, how everything works. So you know that when you send a prompt through an API call, so that's not through the web interface like deepseek.com. API call means that your computer sends behind the scenes. You don't see it on your computer screen, but behind the scenes, it sends an API call to DeepSeek v4, and what you're getting in return is the output. In this case, the output happens to be a paragraph that belongs in a business plan. Okay, everyone understands that. Okay, so that's the first thing to understand. It's not through a web interface. Second thing to understand is that you don't want to write just one prompt. You want to write, like, I don't know, 20 or even like 50 prompts at the same time. Okay, this is crazy. You're sending 20, 50 prompts at the same time. Let me put it down: at the same time. So you're not sitting in front of the web interface and you're typing a prompt. Okay, here's my product. Can you write a product strategy? Can you write email mark? No, you don't do that. That's consumers. That's like 1 billion people are doing that, but they're clueless. They're not making money. If you're a serious entrepreneur, you don't want to send one prompt at a time. Nobody has time for that. You're sending 20 or 50 or even 100 prompts at the same time, right? And so that's the next level. And then, again, it's the API call to DeepSeek, and you're getting, guess what? You're getting 20, 50 paragraphs. Okay, so that's the second layer I want you to really understand. I can't believe I'm giving all of this away for free. I'm so frustrated. I should send you the invoice, guys. Okay, the third layer. By the way, I'm going to share this video with all the members of My Fellow Canadians. It's going to be in French also for people in Quebec who, there's 4 million people in Quebec who only speak French. So this is going to be amazing. The third layer is that, okay, you get 20, 50 paragraphs, but you have to structure it in some way. So this is what I call the narrative, or let's call it the structure. Let's call it the document structure. So in my case, it's a business plan, right? So the structure has to have an executive summary. It has to have a product description, financial forecast, like how much money you want to make the first year. It's going to have a marketing plan. And even within the marketing plan, you have like different sections, right? Like email marketing, social media marketing, etc. But we're just going to look at the key sections. It's going to have an operations plan, human resources plan. Typically, a business plan would have a human resources, but today you can be a solo entrepreneur and still make a lot of money. But human resources can be like contractors, collaborators, etc., interns, etc. Sorry, the financial forecast is at the end, so I'm going to put financial plan at the end. So these are the key sections, right, of a typical business plan. So this is the document structure. And so once you have this document structure, and you don't even have to create it, you can just grab a template on the internet. Once you have this structure, then you're going to instruct the Python program to insert these paragraphs by DeepSeek into these sections. So just to give you an actual example, in your Python program, you're going to have something like, let's say, marketing plan. So that's not something that is generated by DeepSeek. But then inside of your marketing plan section, you're going to have the prompt, that says generate a marketing plan for, and this is the cool part. Here you put in curly brackets, you put business name. And the reason why we're using curly brackets is that it's going to take the business name that was entered by the customer. Okay. But now a business name doesn't give much information to DeepSeek. So we're going to be more specific. We're going to write the product name for the product. And this is critical. This is why the Python program is so valuable, because the prompts are proprietary. You're gonna have to create these prompts yourself. But by the way, you can go online and you can find these prompts for free, and you just modify them. So here, the prompt is gonna mention something like highlighting the benefits of. Okay, now even the benefits, that is going to be custom for each client. Okay, so I'm going to put here highlighting the benefits. So DeepSeek takes the benefits that have been mentioned by the client, and then it's going to generate a paragraph, the marketing plan, not a paragraph, but like a whole text. So the whole text in the final plan is going to appear here. Okay, so this is the Python program. So you can see that there are two parts. There's the section or the structure, which is the marketing plan here, and there's the output generated by DeepSeek, which is going to be here. So the Python program contains this instruction, this prompt, but in the final business plan, you're going to have the actual, the actual answer from ChatGPT. So just to be clear, this is the Python code. This is what you actually see in your Python code. Okay. And once you run this Python code, you're going to get the final business plan. This is what customers pay for. So customers are going to pay for the final business plan. Your customers don't see the code. You're the only one who sees the code over here, right? This is the code. This is the proprietary code. This is the secret sauce. This is the secret recipe. So whatever you create here, keep it secret. So the client sees the business plan. The client doesn't see the prompt. What the client sees is, the marketing plan for, and then it puts the name of the product. So let's say my product is so that's the name of my product, right? Will emphasize the following benefits, and then it's going to describe the benefits, and then it's going to say email marketing plan, this is what we're going to do. Facebook marketing, this is what we're going to do. YouTube, this is what we're going to do. So this is the actual business plan. This is the text that DeepSeek or ChatGPT will generate, and this is what your customers will pay for. Okay, so this is the actual deliverable, and this, oops, sorry. And here at the top, the Python code, this is your secret sauce. Okay. Now at the beginning, your secret sauce is going to be very basic, but like I said, over time, as you review the business plans generated, you're going to be able to improve your prompts. The wording is very important. You're going to be even able to improve your structure, the structure of your plan. So that's it, guys. That's the entire workflow. This is how I'm going to create my API empire. And you can see here, this is amazing. You can see here the entire workflow. And the beauty of using Miro here, and you can have a free account, but in your free account, you only have 3 boards. This is one of my 3 boards. The cool thing is that you can work together with a partner or collaborator in order to improve your workflow. But unless and until you have this kind of workflow where you